Hey YouTube, before we look at a subscribers battle here, I just want to say I am actually out of subscriber battles and I don't have any of my own. So if you want me to review your battles over the next like 5 days here before the new season, please send me your battles, link in the description, upload them to like your Google Drive, 10 battles, mix of win and losses, send me the link, make sure I have access to the link. And those that come in, I will showcase. Members obviously get priority. But Real Liz, Jumpluff, Drapion, Morpeko. So you are double weak to ground in the back with Drapion and Morpeko. Let's actually see what they say, see if they actually recognize that. Hit in, longtime viewer subscriber who falls asleep to your videos, as do a lot of people. Wanted to run a fast charging team with a mix of bulk and closing power. So it's kind of like the team I showcased. I don't know when that video came up, but it's the one that I ran from 2500 to 2900. This is exactly what I kind of said. Fast charging team that has closing power. Mine is that had some bulk. The team functions as a hybrid balanced AVB style team with Drapion baits out any ground. Okay, good. Draws out any ground types and wins dominantly with a couple poison sting head start versus most mons. That's what makes Shadow Drapion so scary in this. Jumpluff is mainly weak to ice and fire, and the main ice and fire in this meta are Dugong and Talonflame, which Morpeko wins convincingly, went 9-1 with the team, but the gameplay is littered with mistakes, but harsh criticism is welcome and appreciated. Thank you for your sleep medicine. Yeah, I met is it? I wonder if it's the same. No. I met a few people in the New York Go Fests, and they're like, I always fall asleep to your videos at night. It's like, okay, thanks. I mean, as long as the video plays, you know, good for me. Okay, anyways, let's watch the battles, see how it works. 9-1 is a good record, but we'll see how it plays out. So Jumpluff lead. Going to stay in and just try and maybe chip with Aerial Ace here. So get off the Aerial Ace. I wouldn't be surprised if we still try and go Drapion just to try and catch here, but no, CMP on the Aerial Ace. So you do win CMP, which is nice to know. Going to stay in and deciding to go for the extra fairy win and then shielding. Knowing that you win CMP here. Oh, I forgot to put the IVs. I will put the IVs now. So it's a Hundo Jumpluff, which is why we're winning CMP here. And going back to back here on the move to chip low, but not take out yet. And again, you'll win CMP. Finally going into Morpeko and getting punished by a Clodsire. Now, the strength of Morpeko here is that you are able to Psychic Fangs, which is super effective, and then switch to the dark and still go Aura Wheel here, which is neutral after lowering their defense. So it's a nice combo Pokemon that you're able to do this against, like, what is tough, like Togedemaris and other electrics will not be able to, will just be like punished here. But you can actually do quite a lot here. Opting to shield up a move, it is just a Sludge Bomb. Going, again, you're in the electric form, so you're just gonna have to go for a Psychic Fangs. It won't be enough to, it will not be enough to take out. And unfortunately, you're not able to catch or get out. So we'll go down here, coming in with Drapion, trying to get ahead on energy here. Getting to the crunch on the Feraligatr and instant swapping. Gonna have to force them to throw, and they will not throw in time. So going to get the Aerial Ace off here. Not enough to take out, and they try to commit to the farm down, and that does not work. So they come in their own Jumpluff. You can live an Aerial Ace for sure. You can probably even live an Energy Ball if they have one. And they come in with Clodsire, Drapion, which makes it so scary, is that's how fast it charges and how like good these moves are, especially from a Shadow. So take one out there. You could have just gone for the Aqua Tail because they're at like 1 HP, so no need to go to the crunch and worry about them getting a move. Okay, Malamar. So super effective Fairy wins against Malamar. You know, they have to throw Foul Play because Superpower is resisted. You obviously have a lot of bulk, so you can take this with ease. Going for the Energy Ball, they're both 2 of turn fast moves, so it does not matter which one when you throw. So they shield up 1. These side waves are adding up. Going to try and catch a Foul Play. Unable to catch. Just going for the Surf no, sorry, Aqua Tail, assuming that one crunch would also not take them out from this range, it would have been a lot closer. Non-stab Aqua Tail is just so much worse than a stab crunch. So I think the stab may have, like the crunch may have taken out from this range. So I think you probably, if you're going to bait, at least go to the crunch. Shielding up the first one is fine. Because if they have, I mean, it'd be weird to throw a foul play. Let's see if you try and catch on the, nope, just going to out spam here with the Poison Sting Aqua Tail, getting off another super effective move, right? So this is good chip, and looks like that's just a visual glitch. They should be down a shield here. And going to shield, really surprising, honestly. You have Jumpluff, you have Morpeko. Morpeko kind of needs shields. I know you want to chip this. Oh my goodness. Okay, back in the game, which they caught on a Talonflame. So you got to go in Morpeko right away. Now, you don't need to throw right here because, okay, you could have gone, assuming they did not get Incinerate through there, they would have to go to 3. I would have got a couple more energy there just to secure a little more energy coming out of this. Malamar comes in, just going straight for the resisted, like triple resisted Psychic Fangs, double resisted on Dark, single on the Psychic. Still, they're like a couple HP, so it is enough to take out. Diggersby comes back in. They're going to have to throw, take you out here. But if that's the case, you can just Fairy Wind down. So goodbye Morpeko and Fairy Wind down. Not getting it. If this is a Fire Punch and you lose, you lost with that shield. It is just a scorching sand. Fire Punch would have taken you out. Buffed Fire Punch next season, so... Okay, instant swapping Drapion. Getting the crunch off before they get a move off. They'll have an X Scissor. Putting on the Do Not Disturb. We don't want any more notifications in the matchup. 2 turn versus 4 turn move. Very easy for the timing. 1 and throw here. So you grab the shield, and they may farm down here, which is the only problem. Yeah. So they're going to have a move coming out. X Scissor is neutral here. You're going to have to... You could shield. I think they may get to 2 here before you Fairy... I'm guessing aggressive Fairy Wind down. Yeah. So here comes the second one. Again, you can live this with ease. And opting to save the shields for Morpeko. Going to try for the farm down here. And not going to get it. Again, just not knowing the counts, not counting. Just going to eat it. So we are really relying on Morpeko here. I would instant swap to save this for like a swap / catch later if you can. So that lands. I don't think there's a point of baiting, honestly. Yeah. Grab the shield, take it out, boost your attack. All great plays. It looks like they maybe legged out or saw the Morpeko and realized that they're probably screwed in the back. Because they definitely legged out here. For what reason? Double weak in the back to Morpeko. They probably just top left and leaves you in a weird spot here. What's the weird spot here? The weird spot is if the game, I've had it where they've legged out and then I've thrown a charge move and my game legged out because of it and crashed. And because of that, I lost that matchup too. So most people, when you see that situation where your opponent legs out, they just commit to the farm down with the fast move. Because if you throw a charge move while they're legged out, you run the risk of something happening to you as well. So he had a lead of Jumpluff into Clodsire, which is a little tough because the poison stings are super effective, but obviously Drapion is not an amazing matchup. They have the Aqua Tails. You farmed up a bit, and now they are just absorbing all of this damage on Mandibuzz. And now coming in here instead of Morpeko, what are you doing? Put that new animation in everyone who's a member of the channel who's watching right now. Stop what you're doing. Go put the Dan animation with his hand in his forehead, because we have a Jumpluff weak to flying coming in instead of a Morpeko, which is a dark electric resisting every one of the moves that Mandibuzz has. So we could have come in with Morpeko and farmed up like crazy. Instead, we are taking an insane amount of damage, leaving ourselves with like 1 HP and down a shield. for what is going to be a Clodsire, probably just coming back in and getting a couple more poison stings off. Putting us in a really weird situation here. Now we have some Aqua Tails to spam the crap out of this, which is nice. But, my man, what are you doing? Or Liz, my girl. I say my man because if you guys have seen the statistics on this channel, I think the breakdown is about 95% male to 5% female. Going with the back-to-back Aqua Tail Drapion is just crazy spammy here. Grabbing both shields, and now they will take you out, but if they dump energy here on the Earthquake, you will very easily be able to get to Psychic Fangs before and they get out into Feraligatr. And 100% you want to throw this and take this out before they take you out. And your attack is boosted and Psychic Fangs is enough from this range. You don't need to go to this. Psychic Fangs is super effective and you boosted your attack, so Psychic Fangs would take out from this range. That being said, they just did dump an Earthquake, so they're not going to get to move. Okay, Pidgeot, interesting. Go Lurk with the slaps coming in. They're going to shield anything because anything's super effective here, and they're so glassy. And able to get to the crunch, so you're gonna force 2 shields here, or take them out, and they let it go. So taking a shield and taking switch to get met with a Licky, which has a super effective rollout, but at this point does not matter. There's a Pidgeot on the front. We have more Pekka in the back. We are coming in here. We absolutely just sacrifice this Pokemon. And they come in and make a catch on their Pidgeot. And that Gust went through. So this is going to hurt. So get out instantly. Save whatever's left of it. Just going for the Aura Wheel. I like it because if they decide to try and bait you with a Feather Dance and lower your attack, having to boost your attack already is a good situation. Especially these Thunder Shocks riding up. You kind of have to shield, even though it's probably going to be a Feather Dance bait. Yeah. And I also like the farming up a little bit here because come out with a little bit of energy. This should be enough. And now you are back to neutral. So we're going to now boost for what it will be the 3rd time, but it only counts as the 1st time because they lowered your attack times 2. And now in a race with the shield advantage. This thing is fast. Okay, Gastrodon. So this is where you want to see the Gastrodon. So we are not leaving this matchup. And they get out into Mandibuzz. What are you doing? Okay. My man. My lady. Electric is really good against flying. So when you see a flyer come in with Morpeko and not your Drapion, which doesn't have a great matchup because it's okay. It's actually an okay matchup. But these Aqua Tails non-stab really do not add up that much on a Mandibuzz, as opposed to resisting everything and doing super effective. And then mistiming there and letting them get a full snarl through. So are we going to lose switch? We do get another move off, which could grab a second shield. What do they have on the front? So they let it go, which is huge. Instant Jumpluff. What do they have in the back? A Bastiodon. Trying to time there. Gonna boost your attack. The good news is Aura Wheel is neutral in both situations here. You may honestly just immediately shield because Jumpluff has such a dominating matchup against Jumpluff has such a dominating matchup against Gastrodon. It will resist everything. No, it won't resist the Body Slam, but non-stab Body Slam is not something I'm worried about. And getting to the 3rd Aura Wheel that is already 2 times boosted. This should knock out from this range because we're so attack heavy. Don't care how bulky Bastiodon is. That's a one-shot. And here we are back in this matchup. Gonna Energy Ball. Doing your best to throw the matchup, but still end up taking it. There. Linoon. Yeah, geez. Normal, dark typing. I don't even know. The problem is these are the ones that I struggle with because there is a coming with Pokemon that your opponent does not know the moveset or the counts for is very dangerous for them. So it looks like they just spammed a. Oops, I forgot to. Jeez. Okay. Sorry. I am taking 10 seconds because I forgot to put. And someone's. Forgot to. I downloaded it, but I forgot to update my content. I forgot to download it. Sorry. I just looked over. You guys are used to this stupidness of me. I just looked over to see, because I put out a video updating the top meta Pokemon, buffed, ranked, stuff like that, and I forgot to, I use a Pixlr, and you're only allowed to download 3 at a time. And because I did a video, I did 2 videos for when the season was announced. That day of, I lost 2 of my 3, and then I did another one for the Beyond the Hype huge improvement. So that was my 3rd one. Anyways, if you were watching these Pokemon are meta next season and did not see a thumbnail, it is there now. My bad. We'll get back to the battles. I'm sure those who are commenting on that are be like, where's the thumbnail? Okay. Sorry. Back to where I was earlier. I know Psychic Fangs is double resisted, but this thing had like no HP left, so you need to save some energy, I think. And I think this thing has a shield, and and they don't only have 1 Pokemon left, so you could easily bait here. So I think you did the wrong order. Can you get to move here? Oh no. And you have like no HP, so unless these things have moves, you're gonna just be fast moved down on both of these. Okay. 2. Did you just not? Do you have enough HP to not be taken out? Because I thought the 3 registers before the 2 and the charge move there. Okay, Marowak, back to the regularly scheduled program. Marowak, great lead. They swap into Drapion, and yes. Actually, is it a yes? You have 2 darks, and 1 is an electric, which is super effective against flying, as opposed to the poison sting, which is resisted. So maybe it's not a yes. Maybe you should still come more Peko. Unless they're like an ABB style here where you're going to beat it anyways. So launching an Aqua Tail, launching a second Aqua Tail. Spamminess galore here. They're going to just let this go because they have to. Did they shield 1? There's no point of shielding 1 here because you need your back Pokemon to try and run to shield. But I guess this thing does have Rock Slide, so trying to chip you before, but they're down a shield now. So this is going to be tough. They let it go. What's in the back? Oh boy, Toxapex. You can just instant swap. Honestly, I would have been instant swapping quicker here. Because what you don't, again, I don't think it's going to matter, but what you don't want is them to just farm a million here and now coming out with like 2 moves that put you in a weird spot. So you should not let them farm there, especially how slow they are to get to the moves. I would have just instantly swapped into more Peko there. So good lead here. I think this may be one of the last ones. And they get into Steelix and coming in more. At least you have a somewhat out here with the Psychic Fangs. Psychic Fangs and Aura Wheel changing to Dark here, which will be neutral, but you really should not be coming to this Pokemon. You should just be staying in with Jumpluff, and they are going to easily just shield and farm down now and put you in a brutal spot. Yeah. Why would you come into your 2 Pokemon weak to ground with when they sub into a ground Pokemon? So, yes, I do not care about the 9-1, even though 9-1 is going to go in the thumbnail because, you know, clickbait and stuff like that. There's two big issues that I saw with your playstyle. One, your fast move timing was off a lot. But I think the bigger one is you just came into the wrong matchup like 3 times in the last 5 battles. And I can't tell whether you came into the... This is the problem with ABB style teams, and this is why I cannot tell whether you came into the matchups on purpose or you just kind of hesitated and overthought it. Because you said this is a hybrid ABB style team, right? Which means that you are double weak to ground in the back. I mean, you do have Aqua Tail and Drapion, and you can change from Aura Wheel to Dark and still do okay. But you kind of screwed up the switch here. And what my guess here, just having watched these matchups, is excuse me. My guess is, you know, that with these style teams that you need to make a swap eventually. So when they're making a swap, when they're making a swap or something, you, I think in your head, realize like, oh, I got to make a swap too because I'm double weak to this in the back. I need to try and draw something out. But a lot of times you're not making the correct swap or the right even need to swap on that play. And this is why for your range, again, this was a couple weeks ago, so this was 2200 a couple weeks ago. I always say, if you are in like the, let's say, if you cannot get past veteran, if you cannot get past 2500, do not run double weaknesses in the back where you need to try and draw out a Pokemon. It is a much, much trickier type of team to run. So I would just go very balanced team. 2 things that cover each other's weaknesses and a safe swap. That way, you know, if you see your hardest answer in the lead, you can safe swap into your safe swap. Otherwise, you just stay in. Whereas these teams, you always have it in the back of your head, like, I'm double weak to ground in the back. I need to try and draw this out. And that can kind of like force you to overthink and try to overplay it, and it'll lead to mistakes. So that would be my suggestion. Anyways, that is it. Sorry for getting sidetracked there in the middle. I can't believe I did that. It was my afternoon video, and I was up at like 5 a.m. this morning. So I had like 8 hours to do it. Yeah. Anyways, that is it. Thanks for watching, and I will see you guys in the next one.